Hi, my dear friends. I hope you are doing well. My name is Anand, and I welcome you in the beautiful session of TOC. So, in this session, we are going to learn a very important topic of regular expression, that is pumping lemma. So, let's see what do you mean by this pumping and lemma. So, pumping is nothing but generating strings, and a lemma is nothing but rules. Right. So combinedly, what we can say that pumping lemma is nothing but the rules for generating the strings is nothing but the pumping lemma. So the strings are nothing but the words which are present into the language and which language is accepted by the finite automata. All right. So in this way, those are being uh, connected to each other, right? So the languages accepted by the finite automata are called as the regular languages, and regular languages can be expressed with regular expressions, right? So this thing we know very well. So up to now, we were working on to the regular languages only. But my dear friends, there are some languages which are not regular in nature, right? There are some languages which are not regular in nature, right? And such languages won't be accepted by the finite automata. All right. So languages we know very well, those are of two types again. So the languages may be of two types. One is the finite languages other, and other are the infinite languages. So when we are dealing with the finite languages, so the language is always regular, right? So when we are dealing with the infinite language, so there may be the two possibilities. All right. So there may be two possibilities. The possibilities are that the language may fail in the patterns. All right. So if we are not observing the regular pattern, we can say that the language is not regular. And if a specific pattern is observed, we can say that the language is regular. So if the in the infinite type of the language, there are the two possibilities, passing or failing of the language. So this is what we can say the introductory part of what I mean by the pumping lemma. So here a pumping lemma provides some necessary conditions, my dear friends, right? Some necessary conditions. Pumping lemma provides some necessary conditions to become a language regular. But if conditions are not followed, right, if the conditions are not satisfied, then we can say that the language is not regular. Right. So the pumping lemma goes with contradictory proof. The pumping lemma goes with the contradictory, right? The we have to prove it by contradiction. All right. So the tagline for this pumping lemma, what we can say is that it is actually used to prove the language is not regular. So that's very important statement here. See, my dear friends, which you have to keep in mind always that pumping lemma is used to prove the language is not regular, right? So ahead in the session, we shall see what the how the statement of the pumping lemma is. Then after that, let's see the understanding of the pumping lemma, and all the concepts will be clear in this when we see one example. Let's see one famous example of this pumping lemma. So first we shall go with the problem statement. So let's see the statement of the pumping lemma. So let M with 5 tuples Q sigma delta Q0 F is a finite automata with n number of states. Let L is a regular language accepted by the finite automata, and let W belongs to L. This W is nothing but it is the word of the language which is present into the language, the pumping word we can say. All right, and how the word should be, the word which we're going to choose from the language should be greater than the number of states present into the finite automata. Then W can be written as, the chosen word can be written as W is equal to X, Y, Z. This word we have to separate out with the variable sizes. Three variables you can see here, those are X, Y, and Z. And while choosing the word should follow certain conditions. So the conditions given here are, the mod of y, that is the length of y, should be always greater than 0. It means it should be non-zero. And the length of xy, combining the length of xy, it should not exceed the number of states, right? It may be equal, but it should not exceed, right? And then uh, x into y raised to I into z belongs to language for all I greater than equal to 0, right? Now where the y raised to I denotes that y is pumped or repeated I number of times, right? So this is actually the statement of pumping lemma, right? So simple it is. M is any finite automata with n number of states. Then L is a regular language, and W is a word which is present into the same language. Only while choosing the word, we have to choose whose length is greater than that of the number of states present into the finite automata. And then once if we choose the word, we have to divide it with variable sizes of x, y, z, and where these two conditions should be followed. And then we have to pump the y raised to I for I number of times, right? And then we have to check it out whether the word after pumping is belonging to the language or not. So this is a simple problem statement. So let's see very simple example to understand the pumping lemma working mechanism. So here you can see one finite automata with four number of states, and those are q0, q1, q2, and q3. Right. So let's write all those. As we know, finite automata M is nothing but phi tuple machine, right? Q, sigma, q0, delta, and f. So let's write one by one. So q here is q0, q1, q2, and q3. So n is equal to 4, right? M is the machine, n is the number of states, and then if we see sigma is A and B, initial state is q0 and final state is q3, right? So these are some basic requirements to solve the problem ahead. So now let's start to solve. So initially we have to write the language and how the first word is formed. See, so we have to always start from the initial state to the final state we have to reach, and we are reaching by transiting from q0 to q1, q1 to q2, and from q2 to q3 with inputs a, b, and b. So that's why the first word of our language is ABB with word length 3. So let's try for the word length 4. The 4 word length is not possible here. So let's go with the word length 5. So how we can get that? From AB, instead of going to final state, I will return back from Q2 to Q1 again. And from Q1, I will transit to Q2 and Q3. So what it will give me, see, it will give me B, A, B, B. Now let's try for the word length 7. So two times if I repeat this activity, what I will get, see here, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, and so on. So this is the way how we have to write the language from the given finite automata. Now we have to choose the W, that is the pumping word, the word which is to be pumped actually, right? So that how we have to choose, that should be as in the problem statement of the pumping lemma what it has given, n should be always the W should be always greater than n. So as n is 4, I will choose the word length of 5. So it's A, B, A, B, B, right? So now let's separate out this W with the variable size X, Y, Z. So any sizes you can take, right? So I will take this for X, this for Y, and this for Z. So choosing the word which I have choose, let's see whether it is satisfying the criteria or not. So criteria is that Y should be greater than 0. So yeah, so Y is non-zero, so it is satisfying the criteria. And let's see, xy length is what it should be, less than or equal to n. So our xy length is here 3, and that is less than 4, so it is also satisfying the criteria, so we can go ahead for pumping y raised to I. So x into y raised to I into z belongs to language for all I greater than equal to 0. Now let's check it out whether it is belonging to the language or not. So for I is equal to 0, if you see here, if we put y0, what we will get here, we will get only x and z. X is a and z is b. So the word which we achieved, which we got after pumping the y when I is equal to 0, we have to check it out whether it is belonging to the language or not. Yeah, so the same word is present over here. So what I can write it is, it belongs to language. Now let's check it out for I is equal to 1. So whenever i's value is 1, the word is always belonging to the language. So A B B belongs to language. Now let's check it out for I is equal to 2. So the I value becomes 2. That's why y we have to write for 2 times. See how I will write it, x once, and y I have to write 2 times, b a, and z is b. This is my x, this is my y, and z, right? X, y, and z, right? So if you see here, this is belonging to the language. As all are the words, those are belonging to the language, we can say that the language is regular. So this was a very simple example, my dear friend, just to understand how the pumping lemma works, right? So I hope you people understood this. If you're not getting anything, just put it out in the comment box so that again I may reply you. So let's see, my dear friends, a very famous example of pumping lemma, and the whole problem we shall solve it stepwise, so that again if you have not understood anything in the previous theory, so then the whole concept will be cleared over here. So the question how it is given, see, L is the language given is C, A raised to n, B raised to n, where n is greater than or equal to 0, and we have to prove that the given language is not regular. We have to prove that the given language is not regular, where actually the pumping lemma is used, right? So we have to understand what the problem statement means, right? So what does it means? See, n is greater than equal to 0. So if you put n 0, nothing remains over here. So how we can write it? See here. Then if n is equal to 1, then we will get a b. If n is equal to 2, we get a b b. Right. So the what we can write it here, the number of a's followed by same number of b's, the number of a's followed by same number of b's, right? So this is the understanding of the language. So let's try to write it over there. So if n is 1, n is 0, we get epsilon. If n is 1, we get a b. If n is 2, we get a b b. If it is 3, we get triple a triple b, and so on, right? So this is how we derive the language. We write the language for a given statement, right? So now let's go on solving this problem. In that, in the step one, we have to assume, we have to make some assumptions over here. So step one, we have to assume that the language is regular and that is accepted by the finite automata, and the finite automata which we are talking about, and that is with n number of states, right? So this is the step one. We have to assume the language is regular, then it consists of n number of states. And step two, what we have to do here? So in the step two, we have to choose one word now, right? So the word, we have to again assume here that the word is greater than the n, right? The number of states. So let me choose one word. So I will choose here triple A, triple B. So that belongs to the language, and I will write the W is greater than N. So again, in the second step also, we have to assume that. All right. And then now I have to separate out this W, right? As just we saw in the previous problem, simple, that W is to be separated out in the XYZ lengths. So now here, this W can be separated out. So the word length is 6 here. So any number of X, any number of Y, and any number of Z we can take, my dear friends. So it's up to us. So there may be now some 2-3 cases can be arrived, right? 2-3 cases can be there of this word length. So the first case will be the Y component having only A's. Second case may be the Y component having only B's, and the third case may be the Y component having combination of A and B. So stem one by one cases we have to go on solving it. So in that case one, what we can write, Y component having only A's, right? So if it is so, then how this W can become C? Triple A, triple B. If A's are only, so this can be the Y component, only A's. So first two A's I cannot take because there should be some place for X. That's why I left it here, and this is my Z. So this is X, Y, and Z. So is it satisfying the criteria? So let's check it out here. So Y is greater than 0, yeah, satisfying. Then after that, X, Y as already the word length is 6, that is greater than n. So x y combination becomes 3, that is less than n, right? So again it is satisfying the criteria. So now let's go on checking for x y raised to I z belongs to language for all I greater than equal to 0, right? So let's check it out for I is equal to 0. So when I put I is 0, so y becomes 0 and remains only xz. X is a and z is b, b, b. So the derived word, we have to check it out in the language. So do we have this kind of word in the language? No. So I can say that this does not belong to the language, right? So the slash over the belongingness gives us represents does not belongs, right? So if I is equal to 1, right? I will change you. If I is equal to 1, then let's see what we get. A triple B that belongs to the language, right? And for I is equal to 2, what we get it here is A. Let's check it out for I is equal to 2. So what we get here is y we have to write 2 times and z will be triple b, right? So this is x y y z. So if we check it out, this does not belong to the language, right? So this is how we got in the case 1. So what we can write here is, so in the case 1, what we can write it here is, after pumping y, the number of a's you can see are greater than the number of b's. So that is not following the pattern, right? So this was the issue in the case 1. So now let's move on to the case 2. So where the y component consists of only b, right, b's. So how the word can become c, the word is triple A, triple B, and if it contains only B's, so this will be Z and this will be your X. So X, Y, and the Z it will become. So while choosing the word again, X, Y, we have to just check it out the condition. Y is greater than 0, yes. And is x y less than or equal to n? Yeah, so it was 6 and this is 5, so it is also satisfying the criteria. So let's move ahead for writing x into y raised to I z belongs to L for all I greater than equal to 0. So let's check it out for I is equal to 0. So if I is 0, y becomes 0. So remains only x, that is triple A, and z, that is b. So is this word belonging to the language? No. So what we can write, this does not belong to language. Now let's check it out for 1. So as I said that when your I is 1, the word is right present into the language. So triple A, triple B always belonging to the language. Now let's check it out for the I is equal to 2c. So x I will write once and twice I have to write the y ka value. So b, b, and then finally z, that is b. So x, y, y, z, x, y, y, z. And if you see this kind of word is not present into the language, so what we can say that it does not belong to the language. So what I can write it here, in the conclusion is that after pumping Y, number of B's are greater than number of A's. So this is the issue in this. So we have to move with the case 3, right? So case 3, what it says that Y component consists of A's and B's, right? So from this viewpoint, I have to choose the word over here. So I have the word triple A, triple B. So from this, now Y should be consisting of A and B. So let's equally distribute all the terms. So X, Y, and Z. So let's check it out whether it is satisfying the criteria. It is greater than 0. Y component is greater than 0. Yes. And combination of X, Y, that is length becomes 4. So it is satisfying the criteria. So we can move ahead with X is equal to X into Y raised to I into Z for all I is greater than 0. So let's check it out for I is equal to 0. So it becomes A, A, B, B, right? So that is fine, belonging to the language. When I is equal to 1, what it gives? Triple A, triple B, again that is belonging to the language. When I is equal to 2, what it becomes? See, A, X is A, and Y now we have to write 2 times, and then Z comes. So now if you observe here, see, what the problem statement is saying that the number of A's followed by same number of B's, right? So after A, in between we are seeing here B, and again after B we are seeing A. So this is not the regular pattern of our language. So what we can say that this is not belonging to the language. Though the number of A's and B's are same, but the specific pattern is not observed, we can say that this is not belonging to the language. So from this, then we can conclude that. So what we can conclude for the case 3 is that after pumping Y, a specific pattern is not followed, right? That's why that does not belonging to the language. So finally, as an answer, what we can write it that. So in all 3 cases, words generated after Y value does not belong to the language. All right. So hence the step 1 which we assumed, that is not true at all. In the first step, what we assume that the language is regular and so on. So that step 1 is not true, we can say, and by the contradiction method, we can say that hence the language is not regular. I hope you people understood this. And if you have any doubts, debates, discussions, please put in the comment box so that we can discuss this later. So thank you so much.